Elizabeth Prescott was born on October 5th, 1984. Everybody called Elizabeth Beth. Beth was a newlywed to her husband, Coy Prescott. He was 24 years old. The two had only been married 2 months before Beth vanished without a trace. Both Beth and Coy Prescott shared an apartment at the Abalone apartment complex located in Callaway, Florida. In 2020, Callaway, Florida had a population of 13,045 people and is a city not far from Panama City, Florida. Beth is described as a happy, talkative type of person. She was the type to make friends easily. Beth wasn't afraid to talk to a complete stranger. And she is also known to be a bit trusting and naive. The last time Beth was ever seen again was on the morning of April 30th, 2004. Her husband, Coy Prescott, had gotten up to get ready for work at 5 a.m. Before Coy left for work, his wife, Beth, asked Coy to call the apartment phone an hour before he left work so she could get the finishing touches for Coy's birthday dinner. The couple didn't have a car, so anywhere the two had to go, they either had to walk or get a ride from someone. Their apartment was conveniently within walking distance from a Walmart. When Coy Prescott left to go to work, that was the last time he had ever seen his wife, Beth, again. 2:30 p.m. rolls around on April 30th, 2004. Coy Prescott did as his wife, Beth, said and called the apartment phone. But Beth never answered the phone. Coy did leave a voice message on the answering machine and then decided to call again, but she didn't answer, so he left another message. Coy Prescott gets to his home about 3:30 p.m. He finds the apartment as he left it earlier that day, but one thing was missing: his wife, Beth Prescott. Coy looked around the apartment to find a wet towel hanging in the bathroom. Coy Prescott also noticed $50 in cash was missing. On April 31st, 2004, Coy Prescott filed a missing persons report for Beth Prescott. I can't say why Coy decided to file a missing persons report a day later, because none of my research ever mentioned exactly why he would wait a day, which is a bit strange. But when the Bay County Sheriff's Office got to look at the apartment, as I mentioned above, $50 in cash was missing. The two messages on the answering machine, Coy Prescott left. Some sources claimed none of the two messages were listened to, while a few of the other sources that I've looked at claim one of the messages was listened to, while the second message was not. The police didn't see any signs of a struggle, nor did they find any signs of forced entry into the apartment. Coy Prescott told the police when he got home the day before, there was a wet towel hanging in the bathroom, indicating his wife, Beth, took a shower sometime during the day. All of Beth's clothing was still in the apartment. After looking through the apartment, police thought something bad had happened to her. Before Beth Prescott vanished, her life wasn't all that in a bag of chips. It was a bit bumpy. Beth was engaged to another man. His name is Eric Moore. December of 2003, Beth and Eric Moore broke up, which in turn ended their relationship and their engagement. Sometime after Beth and Eric Moore broke up, Beth started dating Coy Prescott. The two quickly got married, moved in together at the Abalone apartment complex in Callaway, Florida. In my research, there wasn't any information on why Beth and Eric Moore broke up and how long Beth and Coy were seeing each other before the two got married. we do know that Eric Moore was tracked down and questioned. Eric Moore claimed that Beth and him were still seeing each other after they had broken up, and even after Beth and Coy Prescott got married. Eric Moore also returned the engagement ring to Beth Prescott the same day that Beth vanished. The police didn't think much of this detail, though, and they thought it was just a coincidental incident. The investigators did give Eric Moore a polygraph test, and he passed. Investigators also questioned Coy Prescott. At first, he was very cooperative with the investigators. But as investigators pressed Coy Prescott harder, they thought that Coy was about to break. Then he hired a lawyer. Coy Prescott still was up to talk to the police, but only with his lawyer present. Coy Prescott agreed to take a polygraph test, and he also passed. I know some will think it's suspicious that Coy Prescott lawyered up. This is understandable to think. In reality, it is a smart thing to do, to get a lawyer when being questioned by the police, even if you're totally innocent of doing any crime. You could get jammed up on a charge you're totally innocent of. That is my opinion on that situation. I don't believe there is no right or wrong answer or a way to do it, but you do what you feel is right. Polygraph tests, I also don't believe them. There's a reason that they don't use them in court as evidence. There are ways to pass them even if you are guilty. And then there's, on the other side of the coin, you can fail them even if you're innocent. Around the Abalone apartment complex, there are some bodies of water. There's woods in the area too. The police searched the surrounding area on foot. Canines were in the area trying to pick up any type of scent belonging to Beth Prescott. The bodies of water, like ponds, were dragged. Even with all this done, no body was found. Nor was there any evidence recovered to say what happened to Beth. Family of Beth have said that in the past that Beth was a runaway. Anytime that she did run away, she would always contact her parents to let them know that she was okay and safe. This time, investigators didn't believe that Beth ran away to start another life somewhere else. These are some of the main reasons why the police believe Beth didn't run away and start a new life. All of Beth's clothes were still in the apartment. Large sum of cash was also untouched. Also, Beth's social security number hasn't been used since her disappearance. No accounts have opened up in her name, like bank accounts. Beth didn't own a car. All she had on her when she vanished was clothes on her back and the $50 in cash that was missing from the apartment. There was another man that was looked into, Ivan Ferrer Perdomo. Ivan Perdomo isn't a saint. He has a lot of criminal history. He also did 17 years in prison for murder back in the 80s. Currently, he is serving a life sentence at the Appalachia West Unit in Florida for robbery with a deadly weapon, aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, false imprisonment, and grand theft of a motor vehicle. Ivan was also charged with intimidating a witness. These charges stem from a case in 2019. What made police look into Ivan Perdomo is because inmates serving time with Ivan said that he bragged about killing Beth Prescott when she showed up at his home on 23rd Street. She was at Ivan's home looking for drugs. Detectives tried to question Ivan, but he didn't want to cooperate. As of right now, the police couldn't find any evidence to connect Beth Prescott to Ivan Perdomo. He most likely lied about killing Beth to the inmates. There has been people in the past that have claimed they committed a murder. In reality, they never did. It is something that takes a twisted mind to do, but it happens, and it's really sad. So far, Coy Prescott, Eric Moore, and Ivan Perdomo haven't been charged with any crime pertaining to Beth Prescott's disappearance. No other suspects have been named. There could be people that the investigators are looking into, but haven't disclosed them to the public. The detectives on Beth's case are still actively working her case, even after almost 20 years since she vanished on April 30th, 2004. If you have any tips or information in Elizabeth Iris Prescott, her maiden name was Paglacetti, you can contact Crime Stoppers at 850-758-TIPS, TIPS, or call Bay County Sheriff's Office at 850-747-4700.